All right, let's talk about indicators. I'm gonna think I'm gonna include bore gauges on indicators because they kind of run right in there with everything else. All right, so here we go. Indicators. I'll start with some old timey ones that I just happen to have. This is an old Starrett. There's the needle. That's basically like operation of an indicator. The needle moves, tells you how far it moved. Easy peasy. These old timies, they got a switch. You got to switch the switch for the indicator to go the other way. Right? See, it won't go that way now. Only goes that way. You switch the switch down here, and it goes the other way. Another old one, same thing. It's got the switch. Boom. Only goes one way. Old timey cool stuff. When stuff worked like it should. Some more old timey stuff. This is the old Starrett travel indicator, they would call this, where the post pushes in and it shows you how far it moved. These are fairly inaccurate. You can see it's only 1/1000th of an inch. They do make more accurate ones. Don't let me fool you. Just because this one is not so accurate. This is just old and neglected. Or where you would attach to something. These are usually attached to a machine so you can see how far you're moving your machine if it doesn't have anything already in place to measure that. There are other applications, which I'll go into here in a minute. Here's another travel indicator. This one is 2.5 10,000ths of an inch graduated, but it only gets like 2.5 revolutions before it stops. This is a full jeweled indicator, old timey. Does not have the circle to mount it. You have to mount it by the stem here, but it works. It's a nice, wonderful instrument. This is a dial test indicator. This is what a lot of things are used now. This is a 10th graduated, 1/10,000th of an inch graduated. I do have a 5/10,000ths, but I don't have it here. The newer ones you can see, you can push either way. It doesn't matter. And it works. So there's dial test indicator. You would mount that on a stand here. Use these to indicate the run out of a part that you're chucking up, so you can indicate it so it's running right before you grind it, and you use it to set up and check size on a part on a granite surface plate, which is what this is here. This I talked about in my micrometer video, but this is a indicator mic, which has an indicator built into a micrometer. 50 millionths of an inch, 5 100,000ths increments. Super fine measurement. Another old timey. I forgot about this one. Old timey. But it does work both ways. Surprisingly, this old timey one works both ways without a switch. From Ideal Tool Company, Rochester, New York. It's an old specialty mic. All right. I got one more indicator to bring up here. This is a big time older Federal treble indicator. That's basically how you would use it. This is on a stand, on a granite stand already. This is a 1/10,000th of an inch graduated indicator. So super fine. You just set your zero with your gauge blocks. right? Set your 0 with your gauge blocks. And then you would roll your part underneath. Two 10,007-inch big. Check taper. Oh, I got 4/10 taper there. It's 2/10 under. That's 2/10 over here. Yeah. Oh, 1/10. So that's only a 3/10 taper. I'll cover how to fix that in another video. Okay, now bore gauges. This is the bore gauge. Basically, it's an indicator attached to long stems that go in a hole. Use gauge blocks in a bridge. One of the most accurate ways of setting these. You just go in, get them in there, set your 0. Gotta make sure you swing it both ways. Sometimes they're difficult to get just right. Close enough for us. And then you just, most of them have a little lever. Push the lever, stick it in the hole. And you check how big your hole is. Make sure you check for taper again. Rock it back and forth here. See what it rocks. Let's see, we're 2,000ths undersized still, which is good. That means we still got stock. And then the back, it's about 2,000 undersized again still, which is good because it means we still got stock in the hole. Right? So there you go. That's indicators. They're used for lots of things around the shop. If I had a machine to chuck something up and indicate it in with, I would. The only other thing I got to show you with an indicator is how to use a sign plate, sign bar, whatever you want to call it, for checking angles. Check your angles on a sign plate. That'll probably be in the gauge blocks video or the trigonometry video. I don't know. All right, go measure something.